There's a saying, the race is not always to the swift. The race is not always to the swift, to the fast. I don't believe that. I don't even want to go to a sporting event where the fastest person doesn't win. That's just not a Western thing. It's not American. We are competitive. And, you know, everybody's up in a tizzy right now because we can't watch sports. We can't watch the fastest and the strongest and the best win because, yeah, the race does go to the swift. And that's okay in sports. That's okay in athletics. But right now, when the whole world is in crisis mode, I don't have to be the first. I'm okay with that. In fact, people keep saying, I'm ready for 2021. I can't wait till 2021. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. They're racing to next year. It's May of 2020. I can wait. I don't have to be the first to 2021 because I'm not promised that. What I have is 2020. I have today. I have my race. The competitive race is a lot of people trying to reach one goal, but your race, my race, is about me trying to be my best self. So how I do that, how I'm approaching that, one day at a time, looking forward to the next hour, to the next day, is that I'm being intentional with this 24 hours, intentional with my sleep, achieving rest, intentional about getting up, getting myself dressed, making my bed, having something I'm trying to accomplish for the day. Even if it's connecting with friends or family, that is the goal. That is the purpose. It's tougher to do this if you don't have something you're looking forward to, something you've set your sights on, something to cross off your list, delete from your phone, that you've gotten done, that you've gotten accomplished, that you've gotten achieved. That's the way we're wired. But it doesn't have to be the same thing. It's not one big 40-yard dash that we're all trying to get to. And I'm telling you this, that it's important to remember our lane, our thing we're trying to do, that the people flying by us might be getting off at the next exit, that we don't know where they're going or what they're trying to accomplish, because you'll find yourself in a race with someone who's trying to do something different. So somebody kind of got in my head a couple of weeks ago. I've been doing my podcast and blogs for years. I've put them out there. I know there's a group of people who it resonates with, just like I have my people who I enjoy reading and hearing, and there are other people, not so much. What they're doing is great. It's just not for me. It doesn't touch my spirit. So anyway, I was in conversation and a subject came up. So I said, oh, you know, I did a podcast about that a month or so ago. And I don't quote myself a lot, and I wasn't trying to get another subscriber. It was just kind of like, oh, wow, you know, happenstance. And the person said, oh, you have a podcast? And I was like, yeah, I have a podcast. So she checked it out and got back with me a couple of days later, not that I asked for feedback. And she goes, oh, you got a great podcast, you got great content, but you don't have, you know, a lot of subscribers. You don't have a lot of downloads. And I was like, I got enough. I mean, I'm okay with it. And we went on. And all of a sudden, I got into her race of, you know, whether it's on Instagram, you need that many likes, or Twitter, you need that many followers. If you're trying to monetize that, if you're trying to become an influencer, you just got to look at what other people were trying to do. That was my thing with my podcast. I know that I've helped people. I've got a trunk full of letters from people. And I mean, even now in the age of electronics, people taking time to write a letter to say that I encourage them, or just me sharing my struggles, help them through their own. And so now I'm, you know, all on the data dashboard, all looking at the analytics and stuff. And, you know, I got a million other things going on, some things where numbers really do count, and that wasn't one of them. And I let myself get all off course. In fact, last week didn't even do a podcast because of that conversation, thinking, wondering, well, geez, why am I putting myself out there? Does this really make a difference? I think we all want to make a difference to different degrees, right? And use our time wisely. And this is how great life is when you try to be positive and attract positive things and positive people. I'd had another interaction with a person I don't even know, and asked her to help me do something, get some comps actually, for an appraisal thing. You know how that goes, it's that time of year. And today I go and I get the mail, because I wasn't gonna do a podcast or video today. And I have this handwritten lovely note on this stationery. She says, I'm glad you reached out to me. And then I was on your Facebook page. I went to your Facebook page and I noticed your video, Faith Over Fear. Thank you for your words of encouragement. I especially loved your story about the magnolia tree. And there's a little bit more, and she signed her name. I love handwritten notes. They're so rare these days. But for someone who doesn't know me, who I only had a business exchange with, an interaction, to follow up in that manner, of course, my address, because we were talking about real estate, and just take the time to do that and say, you encourage me, that's my race. That's why I'm doing it. Not for the feedback, but for the fact that she was encouraged, whether she sent me a note or not. So all of that to say, you know what your race is. You know what your soul food is, what feeds you. You know why you do the things you do. So don't let other people get in your head like I did. And if they have, put them back out, because they're trying to define you and tell you the purpose of your race, the purpose of what you do. You know why you do what you do. Keep at it. Become better at it. And whoever is supposed to impact, if you do it with excellence and you persist at it, it will get to them, and that will be your reward. That's all you need. Not the likes, not the numbers, not any of that. That's a great side effect, but success is a side effect of pursuing your passions and doing your best you. And right now, that's got to be the main thing. That's got to be the focus. Nothing else but achieving your goal of becoming a better person through all these challenges, uplifting your family, uplifting your friends, and uplifting the people who you impact. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. And if you happen to go to the races, horse race, track, Olympic swimming, I would strongly suggest that you bet on the Swift.